Hey there everyone, it's GM Guru and welcome back to a brand new video. Hope you guys have had an absolutely amazing week. I've had a good week myself and I've actually had some time to be able to create a couple of things in the game that I'm going to be showing you in today's devlog. Now one of the main things I do have to show is going to be a little bit later on in the devlog, so I want to show you guys some cool little things that I've actually managed to implement into the game first, and I'm going to show you the big thing around halfway through the video. But without further ado, it's time to get into today's video and show you guys what I've managed to achieve. Now one thing I quickly do want to address in the start of the video is that I have been getting a lot of questions over the recent devlogs about when I'm actually going to do the player art for the game. I just want to say that I'm currently not confident enough with my pixel art ability to do the player art yet. I know that it would be good to get something in just because the placeholder that I have now is a little bit rubbish, but I want to get pretty good at my pixel art before I go into fully animating, a character body to have it in the game. But it's not going to be too long until I get the player art done. I should have it done before I actually push out the demo of this game for you guys so you can play it, but it's just going to take a little bit longer than everything else's. But yeah, I thought I'd just get this out of the way because I do get a lot of questions on it, but just to let you guys know and keep you updated. Now one of the first things I have to show you guys today is actually something to do with the coins. I was given a comment and a little bit of feedback from one of the viewers saying that he doesn't think that the 1 and 3 kind of coins for getting it is a good system, and I was also wondering about how I'd actually be able to add in gaining more money in the game, so he left a really good suggestion about maybe adding in a money bag or a bronze coin or actually a silver coin, but for now I've just changed the single coin to give you 10 coins and the 3 coins to give you 30 coins. I do agree with what he's saying, and I feel that it actually makes it a little bit more distinct on how much money you're getting, and having higher numbers can actually seem a little bit more appealing to the player than just getting 1 coin or 3 coins. But I think by next week's devlog I am actually going to sprite maybe a money bag or actually start spriting a silver or bronze coin to give a little bit of variant in how much money the player can actually get in the game. And obviously I would be making the gold coin maybe a little bit rarer and worth a little bit more money, so it's a little bit harder to find in the game and also gives you a lot more rewards. Now as you guys saw in the previous devlog, I actually managed to get the art done for the health and shield system in the game, but over the past week I've actually been spending some time implementing it into the game. Now this didn't actually take too long to do as it's quite an easy system. I only have 6 different frames for the heart because you can have half a heart and then a full heart in each of the containers, and for the shield sprite it's only 1 or 2. Now I was thinking that I was maybe going to do half containers for the shield, but I decided that I'm just going to go for 1 or 2 because it makes it a little bit more rewarding or dangerous if you were to take a shield off or actually gain a shield. But for now the only way that I can kind of control the health is through the up and down arrows, or a thing that I'm actually going to show you later on in the video. But I think in the future when the player gets hit I'm actually going to make the screen do a little shake so it kind of signifies that you've taken damage, and I'm also going to do what the slime does where it actually flashes red when it gets hit by a bullet, so the player's going to flash red when it gets hit by something and takes damage. Now as for the armor, I'm thinking that I'm actually going to implement a system that you can see in other games where when you actually get shot it makes a noise just to specifically notify the player that the armor is broken and that you haven't actually taken any health damage. Now one of the games you can see this in is in CSGO. You actually make a dink noise when you get hit with the armor, so I think I'm going to use a similar kind of system to implement that into my game so the player just gets notified if their armor's been broken and they haven't taken any damage. But now I'm actually at a very happy point with the health and shield. Like I said in the previous video, I don't actually want to make it too complicated with having like a full health bar or just having specific numbers. You're either going to take half a heart damage or a whole heart damage, which just makes it nice and easy to keep track of when playing the game. Another thing I mentioned in the previous devlog was actually buffs and debuffs, and I'm yet to still look at that, but I think in the next devlog I'm hopefully going to have them implemented so they kind of display as a HUD underneath the health and shield, and then that means that that whole system is kind of going to be completed and I can move on to something else. Now the buffs and debuffs that I've only really thought of so far is a kind of movement speed buff and then a poison debuff, so if you guys have any ideas of buffs or debuffs that I could add into my game, feel free to drop them down in the comments as it'd really be appreciated. Now the main thing I added into my game this week is that I actually added in this totem that is sprited in A sprite. Now as you can see it's a skull on the top with a kind of cool frame for the back, and what I've done with this is that I've actually implemented a kind of luck system in the game. So if you follow me on Twitter you will have seen this earlier in the week, but how it kind of works is that if you go up to the totem and press E, you either have the chance of gaining half a heart or losing half a heart, or gaining half a shield or losing half a shield. Now how the system works is it basically chooses a number between 1 to 4, and each of the numbers are dedicated to a different option that the player can receive from using the shrine. Now the only options that I have so far is obviously the health and shield ones, but I do plan to maybe add some more in the future. If you guys have ever played a game like Diablo, you know that they have the XP boosts or the kind of movement speed boost for a certain amount of time when you use the shrine. So I'm thinking that I might maybe do like an XP boost if I decide to have levels, or maybe just have like a kind of short lasting effect that the shrine can give you, which might help you in a certain moment in the game. Now how you activate it is you just run up to the totem and press E, and if you get a health buff it actually turns it red, and if you get a shield buff it actually turns it blue. As you can see, there's kind of holes like a gem crest in the middle and to the left and right, and it either changes those to red or changes those to blue depending on what you get. Now originally I was actually just spriting the totem because I was going to have it as a filler, obviously, to have some more art in my game, but then I just got the idea to actually make it into a buff system, which I think works really well and should provide a lot of options in the future. But as always, let me know down in the comments what you think of the totem. If I need to change anything, feel free to let me know, but I think it is a pretty cool and clean system so far. Now I actually took on another piece of advice from a viewer who said that if it is like a positive, I should actually have the text moving up instead of moving down to kind of distinguish to the player that it is actually a good thing instead of a negative. So I've actually taken this on board for the totem system, which is actually making it a lot easier for the player to tell on the fly if it is actually a positive or negative buff that they have gotten from the totem. Because on the fly it can be a bit difficult to actually pause and read the text if it was all moving down to see if you actually gained a good buff or a bad buff. So yeah, I just want to thank you to everyone for leaving feedback on all the videos. It actually really helps me with fixing some small things in the game and improving everything that I've done so far. And another small thing that I did, which isn't actually too big, I moved over a couple more sprites into the tile set, which is going to help with, you know, improving performance on lower end PCs in the future. I know the game isn't going to be too taxing in general, but I'm always just thinking forward with people's, you know, specs if they don't actually have a good computer, and hopefully people will be able to play this on laptops and on mobiles as well, and potentially in the future. But speaking of people potentially being able to play it in the future, I am actually putting in a lot of work to hopefully try and craft a demo for you guys, because I kind of want it to be playable and I can get a lot of feedback maybe around the end or mid-January, so stay tuned for more information and updates on that. Now one thing I want to achieve by next week's devlog is I actually want to bring a new weapon into the game. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is because I don't actually want to ruin the surprise, but there is going to be a pretty cool weapon to add in. It's going to be a little bit more simpler than the guns, so that might give you a little hint as to what it might be. But of course it is still going to be a ranged weapon. I am actually looking at the possibilities of adding in melee weapons into the game, so maybe having a sword or a long sword or a short sword or something like that into the game, but it's going to be a little bit harder than, you know, putting in a ranged weapon because I already have that all coded out. But I did actually do a melee weapon in my top-down shooter game when I did that a while ago, so I think I can actually kind of use the same code for that, but obviously I just need to put it into a platformer game instead of a top-down game. But I'm also planning on hopefully being able to actually add in a couple of potions next week, and maybe add in a couple of animation effects to show the player actually using the potions, so make sure to definitely have a look at next week's devlog when it comes out. As for when next week's devlog will be out, I'm not actually too sure as the Christmas holidays are coming up, so I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself to actually work on the game and actually spend some time with family instead. But I'm definitely en route to try and get another one out before New Year, so you guys have something to watch before you all go on your holidays and have a nice time away. But that is everything that I've managed to do this week. I know it has been another quiet week, but I am trying to pick up the pace a little bit more because I am back working full time. I don't actually have as much time to work on my game anymore. But again, I am still trying to push out that content for you guys, making those good updates and those good devlogs for you. But as always, if you enjoyed today's devlog, make sure to go down and drop a like, and also subscribe if you are new to the channel. And if you want to stay up to date with the progress of my game, make sure to go and follow me on Twitter or go and join my Discord. And as always, if you want to support me the extra mile, make sure to go and check out my Patreon down in the description. Cheapest tier starts off at $2 and it goes all the way up to $10. But without further ado guys, have an absolutely amazing week, and I have been GM Guru, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.